Imagine sitting in a quiet room, a professional meeting, or a dinner with friends, and suddenly you feel it. That familiar, annoying tickle at the very back of your throat. You try to swallow it away, but it won't budge. You swallow again. Nothing. So you have to do that awkward, clearing cough that alerts the whole room. For millions of women, this isn't a one-time annoyance. It is a daily, frustrating cycle. You carry water everywhere you go. You avoid your favorite foods because you're scared they will trigger that thickness. You have tried honey, throat lozenges, and hot teas, yet every single morning you wake up with that same heavy coating. Here is the frustrating truth. Most women are told this is just a minor allergy, or worse, they are dismissed entirely. But your body does not create persistent symptoms randomly. That constant throat mucus is a direct message from your internal system. The real danger is that when this issue is mismanaged, it doesn't just stay in your throat, it actively disrupts your sleep, your energy, and your vocal health over time. Today, we are going to fix this. I am going to walk you through 5 research-supported causes of persistent throat mucus in women. And we are going to look closely at how modern lifestyle stress, hidden biological shifts, and hormonal fluctuations cause these triggers to hit women harder than anyone else. More importantly, I'm going to reveal which 2 of these causes are almost certainly working together in your body right now to double the mucus production. Before we dive into the biology, let's start a conversation in the comments below. Tell me, is your throat mucus significantly worse first thing in the morning, or does it stay with you heavily all day long? Write morning or all day below. I read your responses, and your answers actually give a massive clue about what is happening inside your body. To understand why your throat is constantly irritated, we first need to look at a beautiful piece of biology that most women have never been told. Your body actually produces mucus every single day around the clock. This is healthy and normal. Mucus acts as a protective shield for your airways, trapping dust, toxins, and viruses before they can reach your lungs. In a perfectly balanced system, millions of microscopic hair-like structures lining your airways, called cilia, act like a broom. They constantly sweep this thin mucus upward and outward without you ever noticing it. But when your body faces chronic stress, environmental pollution, or hormonal shifts, this clearing system slows down. Instead of moving smoothly, the mucus pools, thickens, and begins to accumulate right at the back of your throat. When that happens, any excess production triggers an immediate, uncomfortable bottleneck. This brings us to the first major cause, and it is the single most frequently missed explanation for chronic throat irritation in women: laryngopharyngeal reflux, or silent reflux. Most people know classic acid reflux as heartburn, a burning feeling in the chest. But silent reflux is completely different. It causes no chest pain and no digestive discomfort. At the top of your stomach, there is a muscular valve meant to keep stomach acid locked away. When this valve weakens due to high stress, late-night eating, or fluctuations in progesterone levels, tiny droplets of stomach acid travel all the way up into your throat while you sleep. The tissues in your throat are incredibly delicate and cannot handle acid. To protect itself from being burned, your body rushes thick, heavy mucus to coat the irritated lining. Because this happens silently overnight, you wake up every morning with a rough voice and a thick throat, completely unaware that your stomach acid caused it. Clinical data shows that up to half of people with this issue report 0 heartburn, leaving them to fight a throat problem that actually started in the gut. The second cause is one that develops so quietly that most women completely overlook it: chronic, low-level postnasal drip. When we think of sinus issues, we imagine severe headaches or a completely blocked nose. But mild, chronic sinus inflammation behaves differently. Your breathing feels fine, but your sinuses steadily drip excess mucus down the back of your throat all day long. Many women try to fix this by taking over-the-counter antihistamines for months, But here is the problem. Antihistamines temporarily dry out your system, but they do absolutely nothing to heal the underlying inflammation. The result? The mucus becomes even thicker, stickier, and harder to clear, making the sensation in your throat significantly worse. High-volume, warm, saline rinsing is the strategy with the most consistent clinical support here, as it physically clears the inflammatory triggers and revives those microscopic sweeping hairs. Our third cause is a hidden trigger that often shocks people because they never think to question what is inside their medicine cabinet. There is a highly common class of blood pressure medications known as ACE inhibitors. These are prescribed to millions of women globally. While they are highly effective for cardiovascular health, they carry a specific, well-documented side effect. They cause a natural substance called bradykinin to accumulate in the body. In a significant percentage of women, this accumulation directly irritates the throat lining, creating a nonstop mechanical urge to clear the throat. The reason this connection is missed so often is timing. This side effect doesn't show up on day one. It can take weeks or even several months to develop after you start the medication. If you take blood pressure medication and notice your throat has never been the same, your pharmacist can confirm its class in less than a minute. There are alternative options such as ARBs that protect your health without causing this throat clearing cycle. The fourth cause sounds simple, but the clinical physiology behind it changes everything: systemic dehydration. Your mucus is primarily made of water. Its consistency, whether it is thin and fluid or thick and heavy like syrup, depends entirely on your hydration state. But here is the unique catch for women. Daily caffeine intake, hormonal transitions, and chronic stress actively blunt the body's natural thirst mechanism. If you are waiting until you feel thirsty to drink water, you are already operating in a dehydrated state. This chronic, low-level dehydration pulls water away from your mucous membranes, leaving the lining of your throat dry, sticky, and highly prone to catching and holding on to thick secretions all day long. The fifth and final cause is perhaps the most fascinating, because the root issue isn't in your throat, your sinuses, or your medications. It is in your gut microbiome. Your respiratory tract and your digestive system are deeply linked through an internal communication network called the gut-lung axis. When the balance of your gut bacteria is disrupted, a state called dysbiosis triggered by a low-fiber diet, high sugar intake, or emotional stress, it sends inflammatory signals traveling through your immune system. Your airways respond to these systemic alarms by going into overdrive and overproducing mucus. Multiple peer-reviewed studies have confirmed that gut microbiome imbalances can directly trigger upper airway inflammation. You cannot heal a gut-lung axis issue with a throat lozenge. It requires addressing the internal environment from the inside out. While these 5 causes are highly manageable, your body occasionally uses chronic symptoms to signal a need for professional medical evaluation. Please ensure you speak with a physician promptly if you notice your throat mucus is consistently tinged with blood, if you experience a gradual difficulty in swallowing food, unexplained weight loss, a persistent lump or swelling in your neck, or a significant change in your voice that does not improve after a few weeks. These are critical boundary lines that require expert medical diagnosis. Now, let's build your immediate action plan to clear this thickness, starting tonight. First, stop consuming all food at least 3 hours before you lie down to sleep. Giving your stomach an empty, restful window eliminates the pressure on that upper valve, preventing nighttime silent reflux from destroying your throat lining overnight. Second, elevate the head of your bed using a firm wedge mattress insert rather than stacking pillows under your head. An incline of just a few inches uses gravity to keep stomach fluids where they belong while you sleep. Third, establish a warm water habit. Drink a full glass of warm water before bed, and 2 glasses of plain warm water immediately upon waking up, before you touch coffee or breakfast. This breaks up the sticky, overnight accumulation and flushes your system. Fourth, if you experience sinus pressure, introduce a daily warm saline nasal rinse using a dedicated rinse bottle or neti pot with distilled or boiled water. Consistency is the secret here. Commit to a daily rinse for 2 full weeks to completely clear out the deep-seated inflammatory mucus. Finally, actively support your gut-lung axis by introducing one small serving of high-quality fermented food, like plain live culture yogurt or kefir, into your daily routine, alongside consistent hydration throughout the day. If this video sheds some light on what has been happening to your body, please share it with one woman in your life who is tired of constantly clearing her throat. Don't forget to leave your comment below telling me whether your symptoms are worse in the morning or all day long, and subscribe so you don't miss our upcoming deep dive into managing metabolic health naturally. Let's take control of your health one practical step at a time.